Oh boy, here we go. Today we're going to talk about Trencher. Trencher is an Image comic written and drawn by Keith Giffen, who is perhaps best known for his work at DC Comics, where he made Legion of Superheroes and Justice League, and probably best known for being the co-creator of Lobo. Everybody loves Lobo, and I really enjoy Keith Giffen's career, but I don't necessarily always enjoy his art. Case in point, Trencher. When you look back at Keith Giffen's career, you see that his style changed with, each series he worked on for the most part. Every few years he would get inspired by a different artist and evolve his own style for a new book. And I really respect that, though I did not really like Trencher at all, but I think it's kind of an important book to talk about. It did not make a big splash or anything like that. It's just incredibly unique. Before we get into this unusual art style, I do want to mention that Keith Giffen is also a writer. He was a plotter for years on different comics. He would essentially write the story but leave out the dialogue and leave that for his regular collaborators, Robert Loren Fleming and Tom and Mary Bierbaum. He was also a co-writer on Eric Larson's Freak Force, which was a Savage Dragon spinoff that was, pretty good. Oh, and also Super Patriot, a couple of the Super Patriot miniseries that Larson released. When he does write dialogue, he has a real biting wit, which is a lot less zany than his regular collaborators. He typically has a humorous take on the characters he's writing, and seems to be really interested mainly in the way personalities clash, and will often poke fun at whatever's popular in the comic industry at that particular moment in time. But anyways, Trencher here ran for 4 issues plus a Christmas special, and he did an issue at Blackball Comics also. There was supposed to be a 5th Trencher at Image. It was advertised and marketed, but it just never saw the light of day for whatever reason. I don't know what the sales were like on this comic. I'm sure number 1 bought him a house. I don't know about the subsequent 4 issues, but it was really weird, like in, I think it's issue 2 and 3, he's taking on these 4 reanimated Elvis bodies that kind of are representative of the 4 different Supermen after the death of Superman. And it's very odd. But the story here, let's just get into this bad boy, eh? Okay, and I'll talk about the story. Let me read this real quick. Division of Karmic Designation, Bureau of Reincarnation and Retrieval, March 17th, 1993, regarding Trencher dispatch. Phoebe, this will confirm the Council's commitment to your proposed dispatch of a Trencher unit, model Sapien 2000, modified to search and eliminate standards. Said unit to operate as a repossession agent. The Council shares your concern regarding the slipshod practices of the previous management team. By our reckoning, as best can be determined when one takes into account the deplorable conditions the records were left in, well over 1,000 souls were wrongly reincarnated during the 1900 to 1990 period. The Council agrees that firm corrective measures must be immediately implemented. So be it. First among equals. CC. Second among equals. Third among equals. So I actually found this very interesting, very fun to read, witty, humorous. So the general idea is that Gideon Trencher is a Sapien unit, which essentially means is he's basically like a zombie. He's a reanimated corpse that a soul from the future is put into to hunt down souls that were reincarnated wrongly between the period of 1900 and 1990. And Phoebe is his dispatcher. She's basically, a voice in his head that tells him, what his next goal is. She's kind of like Al in Quantum Leap, right? If you don't know what Quantum Leap is, kids, you need to get on the internet. As I said, Trencher is created, written, and drawn by Keith Giffen, colored and lettered by Laverne Kindzierski. That's a mouthful. They're just 2 guys trying to make an honest buck. Edits by Bill Shakespeare, or Bud, as his friends call him. Miami, 9:47 a.m. yesterday. Stuff happens. It's a stoplight and a can. This is a clud. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. I think this is water rushing into the city. Then there's a hurl and lightning strikes, pink lightning strikes with other more red lightning going around it. I guess. I don't know. Giant bolt of electricity from the sky. Oh, okay. So clouds. Okay. Sky. Getting it? Are we getting it? I think we are. Maybe we are. I don't know. Got a throb. Okay, there's a throb. That's good. We need a throb. And I guess this is the city and something's happening, obviously. Explosion. There's a Terminator showing up. Oh no, it's Trencher. It's Trencher showing up. Okay, there's a big splash. Current estimated location. Okay. Point of impact. Okay, right there. Okay, great. Thank you. We get a throom. And the water shoots up over the building. Is it destroying the building? Is it... There's a BLT. BLT, I guess. Click, clatch. Beep, beep, boop. Music. Cough. I'm in. Oh, this is the Matrix. Oh, I get it. It's just the Matrix. Okay. Hold your water, damn it. I'll be right with you. We got a chutter, 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 chutter. Ditto, 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 ditto. This end out. Title: Life sucks, and then you come back. Okay. Now here I can see he's holding the gun out. That's pretty clear. Measuring their manhood by caliber. Like there ain't always someone with a bigger gun. Let's go, nose jockey. I ain't got all day. There's a guy in a gimp mask. All right. So we're in Pulp Fiction world now. Okay, great. You're just delaying the inevitable. Damn. Nose hairs. Not too gross. You don't understand what's happening. Grah. Don't understand what's happening. Wook whack walk. Don't understand what's happening. Merlin Grumf. Okay, he's got a bloody nose. The crap I gotta put up with. You try and be nice, but no. Some people just gotta go down hard. Okay, spunk monkey. Have it your way. Did I mention that Donald DeLay from Brutus the Badass loves Trencher? If you didn't know. True story. Pish, slish, tish, beop. 3, 2, 1, fire in the hole. Butt thumping superhumans, making a sucky job even worse. Clutter chud. That's his glasses. Okay. Roar! Gimp comes after him. Wonderful. Hunglerger, Grimsler, Hergen. Yeah, I heard it all before. This is someone's face getting smashed in by something. Teeth are flying. Pang. He's rolling, maybe? Rolling? Endgame, Mushmouth. Let's make it happen. Oh, nothing. Okay. Anybody know what the hell's going on here? 5 stories. Spam. Okay. Death rattle. This is his death rattle, I guess. He's going to die. Twitch, shutter, ping, flop. Grunt. Ah, for the love of... I can't believe you're doing this. Put a sock in it, Phoebe. Rubbing the dead? This is not the kind of image we are trying to project. Then maybe you should pony up more than $42 when you dispatch downside. Gideon, the Sapien 2000 model is a self-contained biosystem capable of... Spare me. You've got company. Wee-woo, wee-woo. Got siren. The chassis come with ears. The chassis comes with ears. Whatever that means. Since you brought it up, let's try to take better care of the chassis this time around. Right. So he's jumping through the darkness of the planet. Not quite the Ritz. So this is a hotel. For the night, you say? Hell, don't get much call for that these days. Rooms, daily and hourly. All alone, are you? Nights kind of long in these parts, if you know what I mean. You get to feeling lonely, maybe I can help you out. Unbelievable. He walks up some stairs, enters a room. Here's a movie projector, but this, I guess, is Phoebe. 2000 model doesn't require dormant periods. Would you cut me a break? Begrudge me a few creature comforts, why don't you? This is all just such a fearless waste of... Just give me the lay of the land. Accessing... Oh my, this doesn't look good. The recent superhuman boom is going to complicate matters considerably. We have no way of knowing how many of our misplaced units may have achieved an enhanced status. Add to that the dim view high-profile superhumans may take of your activities. Not good at all. There's a spawn operating out of the New York area. We'll have to see to that sooner or later. Covert governmental research into reanimating the dead. Right, You're not paying attention. I know. Did you also know that your little girlfriend is at it again? Skylark. I'll settle that score on my own time. So who's next? Anybody give a crap about this yet? I don't. Detroit bouncing me all over bleeding creation. Next one will be back in Miami again. God forbid they ever pony up a travel allowance. So he opens the door to a van, or breaks through the window, I guess, of the van. Pull over. Oh, for crying out loud, the seat's soaking wet. Guess I laid it on a bit too thick. Oh, so he made the guy piss himself in the van. And he stole the van. Okay, great. Start here. Miami. Altercation with gas station attendant turns ugly. Uncooperative automated teller set straight. Tolerance level of Sapien 2000 explored. At a bar, get it? Vegas. Drunken binge depletes funds. Detroit, 30 miles. Trencher travel log, October 27th through October 29th, file number 37A. So he makes it to Detroit. Such reprehensible behavior in my entire tenure with the Bureau. And if you think you can just groan, crash, slam, crunch, he crashes the van into some cars. Okay, great. How lucky to find parking right out front. Give it a rest, would you? What a dump. Larson, Lee, McFarland, Silvestri, Gordon, Noble, Valentino, C. Noble. Bingo. What's the story on this one? The usual placement snafu. Relax, Gideon. This one's a real peep. Right then, let's do it. Check. I kicks in the door. This is his boot right here, kicking in the door, and it's an old woman. Okay, lady, let's not make this any worse than it has to be. Gah, what is this, a joke? Couldn't spare the hour or two it'd take her to kick off on her own? Excuse me, young man, but you're one of those nasty trencher fellows, aren't you? Yeah, now hold still. This won't take a... What did you just call me? Oh, I've upset you. I'll put on some tea and we can have a nice chat. Okay. So it doesn't bother you that what you call repossession, most people call murder. Do you think we can stick to the subject here? How the hell do you know what I am? And there's Deadpool banging on a drum. Still going. Oh, that young blood. Background. Heavens, I haven't the faintest. I just know. Then you also know that I still gotta whack you. Quota and all. Yes, of course. Might I have a minute to put some personal affairs in order? Grunt. She knew. This is damn well better be an isolated incident, 'cause if it ain't, I'm screwed. Big time. Thud, whack, clank, wham, brock, toot. Hammer, hammer, ping. Huh? Let's step on it, lady. Should have popped her when I... What the hell is this? To share. Herr Swastika. A swastika in the middle of a book with a smiley face on it? Is that Grifter from Wildcats? What is happening here? Why is there a swastika in this book? I don't understand. Are there going to be Nazis later? Cher? Noble? Chernobyl? Chernobyl! Shit suckered like a rookie. Okay. All hell's about to break loose, I think. Blunt! And it blows up this high-rise apartment complex in the projects, I guess. Tunk Pok Clud Thud. This is Trencher, I guess, falling toward the ground. Here's the old lady, I guess, sticking her tongue out, going... Okay, so now he's got half of a body. His, like, gut bag and intestines are all hanging out right here. Oh, would you look at this? Phoebe's going to have my guts for garters. Still functioning, are we? Oh, boy, here we go. I didn't think my oral detonation would finish you off. You trenchers are a tenacious breed. Not that I mind. Some things are best handled up close and personal. Wouldn't you agree, you repossessing bastard? Who is the hurler, and why would anyone want to know? Next. Oh, jeez. Yeah. And you're wondering why it got canceled after 4 issues, huh? Well, this is the Nasal Python, though. This is the GIMP from the beginning. Now it's going to actually tell us what it is and what we just saw. Name, Lawrence Sabo, a.k.a. the Nasal Python, a.k.a. that gross guy from apartment 3G. Powers, able to utilize nose hairs as fully functioning appendages. Height 6'3", weight 283. Origin, mutation due to unfortunate addiction to nasal spray. Ambitions, to finally purchase that parcel of land in New Hampshire and open a commune for the olfactory impaired. Turn-ons, clever rhinoplasty, hotels on Boardwalk and Park Place, long walks on the beach. Turn-offs, sinus headaches, post-nasal drip, Liefeld thighs. Biggest weakness, henchman can't understand a word he says. Biggest asset, not applicable. Okay, so I guess he was fighting with his nose hairs back here when we had that big fight. Oh yeah, look, there's the little red nose hairs. You can kind of see what's happening, right? Not really. It's pretty stupid. Okay, here we go. Trenchmouth. Name, Keith Giffen. Powers. Able to wear corduroy pants without making that annoying whiffing sound. Height 5'10". Weight 114 pounds? I know, pretty pathetic, ain't it? Yes it is. Origin. Recollection hazy, but still breaks out in a cold sweat whenever driving through the Lincoln Tunnel. Oh, his parents, got it on in the Lincoln Tunnel. There you go. Ambitions. Actually getting the blasted lid off of the jar instead of loosening it just enough so that the next person can try. Turn-ons. Karmic retribution. Confused sale clerks giving back too much change. Cover enhancements that don't require the purchase of more than one copy of the comic. Turn-offs. People who won't clear their throats, even though it's obvious that they've got one mother of a juicer in there. The guilt that makes me return the change to the sales clerk. I get it. Polybag comics that are only considered mint if the bag remains unopened, even though the bag is not chemically treated and will actually deep six the book in time. Biggest weakness, 2-finger typing. Really makes writing this book an adventure. Biggest asset, never uses ninjas in stories. Ever. Trencher file. Name, Laverne Kindzerski. Powers. Able to paint hundreds of comic pages without touching brush to paper. Height, 6 foot, weight, 200 pounds. Origin, uncertain, but has had a somewhat colored past. Ambitions. Collect royalties on all the work he has ever colored. Turn-ons, red. Turn-offs, plaid, bad separations, and that damn retro 60s look. Biggest weakness. Just can't leave that ham alone. Biggest asset. Ability to decipher at a glance the psychotic meanderings of Keith Giffen's pen. Okay, well, you see an ad for WildStar. Ooh, the mask comes off, Shadowhawk 2, number 2. We're never going to go through this because I'm never going to reveal the origin of Shadowhawk to you. Because I will endlessly suggest you go to your local comic shop and pick up Shadowhawk miniseries number 1 and Shadowhawk miniseries number 2 and Shadowhawk miniseries number 3. Deathmate Black. We did review all of the Deathmates here on Crypto Comics. You can check it out. Cyberforce issue number 0. What is their dark past? What is their mysterious connection to Wildcats? Find out in issue 0. Whatever. Freak Force. Okay, yeah, I dug Freak Force for a while. Whew. Deathmate Red. Yeah, that was good, man. Bloodshot should have been an Image character. It's too bad he got stuck with Valiant. Oh, the Savage Dragon. There we go. Yeah, he's back and he's pissed because his girlfriend got shot in the middle of her forehead. Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. You're going to have this book advertise Understanding Comics. I think that's pretty smart. I might need to buy this book to understand Trencher. This has kind of an interesting story, doesn't it? About a soul from the future put into a reanimated corpse of the past to hunt down other souls that were wrongly reincarnated in the 1990s, or any era would be fine with me. But ultimately, this was impossible to decipher. Are you kidding me? Like, you know, when I was a kid, I read this and I was just like, what in the heck? Like, I admire the art style. It's interesting. But, like, God, could you be any more self-indulgent in choosing to make this book? Any more self-indulgent? It's not possible. This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's interesting, it's different, but it's indecipherable. This is terrible. This is terrible. This guy uses his nose hairs, his bloody nose hairs, to fight. Look at those nose hairs fighting Trencher. This is terrible. Keith Giffen, I wanted to do this for years. This is the worst comic I've read in a long time. You had a good story. You ruined it with this crappy art. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? What are you thinking? Why would you do this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people that watched this whole video and suffered through this with me. If it makes you feel any better, you poor bastards. I actually read this whole comic on my own before I sat here and read the whole thing with you. And yeah, so I suffered through this twice today. I suffered through it once in the past too. So, if there's one thing you should avoid this year and every year at your local comic shop in those 50-cent back issue bins, it's Trencher. Yeah, just stay away from it. I promise. You'll be better off. I just saved you at least an hour of your life by not picking this up and reading this miniseries. There you go. You're welcome. Glad to have helped.
Legends of the Lone Wolf. 80-page full-color anthology. With your support, we will bring you a perfect-bound 80-page book of the highest quality. Everyone involved has donated their time and talent, and all the money will go to printing and shipping before any of the creators turn a profit. Unlike other anthology books, Legends of the Lone Wolf contains a 38-page feature-length supernatural story. That's nearly twice the size of a regular comic book. This campaign is the only way to get the variant aged edition of Lone Wolf's #1. This highly unique version of our first issue will be printed on a stunning aged newsprint and features a cover by the one and the only Muttman. So don't sit on your hands, Wolfomaniacs. You're gonna have to get out there and grab a copy for yourself. Ooh, yeah! Dig it!